Welcome to BBSC videos. Today we talk about hitting, specifically our setup at the plate and having our 10 toes forward. Okay, today we're going to talk about 10 toes forward. And we've got a couple of guys that are going to tell us when we're doing it right, wrong, or sort of. And so if we look at my feet, we've got this white line that represents the batter's box for a right-handed batter near home plate. So as I stand here, I've got all 10 toes, 5 on this foot and 5 on that foot, pointed toward home plate. They're also all in a line, touching the line of the batter's box. We could be a little bit further off the plate, but they'll be the same distance from this line. Again, 10 toes pointed toward the plate and on the same line. Now we're going to do some examples, and we'll ask our two guys here to vote with a green card if we're doing it correct, a red card for incorrect, and white if it's sort of. Okay, here's our first example. Here are my feet both pointed out. Let's look over to the guys and see how they vote. 2 red cards, that's correct. Back to my feet, we can see that my feet look kind of like duck feet. They're both turned out. You'll find that guys are comfortable in this stance based on how their hips align. But when we step into the batter's box, we want them to shift from looking like duck feet to 10 toes forward, pointed toward the plate. Let's look back to our guys and see if this is correct or incorrect. So there are their votes with the green cards. Nice job, guys. We've got 10 toes forward. Okay, let's go on to another example. Go ahead and look back at our guys. Okay, we've got a white card. What does white mean, guys?
That one foot is on the line and another foot is sort of.
That's right. White means sort of. So let's look back at my feet. I've got one foot with toes pointed toward the plate, and this foot is off the line. So we could either be in this position to be correct, or in this position to be correct. But when I've got one foot back and one foot up here, this is a closed stance, and it makes it hard to get your hips around. Let's go on to our last example for our guys. We've got 2 red cards up. What does the red card mean, guys?
That it's wrong.
And why would you say that this is wrong?
Because I want to switch it. I forget. I want to switch it.
You want to switch it? What do you want to switch it to?
White.
Okay, tell us about the white card. Why do you think this is sort of correct?
Because one foot is right and one is not.
Okay, let's look back at my feet. The front foot has its 5 toes pointed toward the plate. I also have the back foot on the same line. The only thing that I don't have correct for that sort of answer is that my back foot is pointed out, kind of like a duck. Let's talk about this one more time. We can have our toes pointed here on the same line. We can even have our front foot open a little bit, which can help with our hips getting through. But if our back foot is pointed out like a duck, that's going to get in the way of our hips rotating around. I thought our guys did a really good job voting. Let's give them a chance to come up here and show you what their stance looks like next to the white line. So if we look here, we'll notice that our first hitter doesn't have his toes touching the line, which is completely fine, but they are the same distance from the line. We also have all 10 toes pointed forward. Great job. All right, our next batter is a left-handed batter, so we're going to switch to his batter's box. We'll hand him the bat. And again, that's a great job. His stance is a little wider, which is great. We take our stance width based on how comfortable we are. Both toes are the same distance from the batter's box and the side of home plate, and all 10 toes are pointed forward. That's a great job, and thanks for your help, guys.
Welcome.
That concludes today's session. Thanks to our actors for your help, and thanks to all of you for tuning in to BBSC videos. Enjoy the game.